Quote from Reddit: the thing that surprises me the most is that T-Woo, being in the team in 4th place, when he recorded for Channel Fireball, he was extremely sloppy and made several mistakes per game. Granted, he was probably high then, or at least extremely laid back. Does he play better when focused in general, or did he get his act together recently? Yo, I don't know, Reddit commenter, if you're expecting to get a long response from T-Woo himself, but welcome and much love, Trav here. And I'm fucking mad at this internet warrior neckbeard, fucking neckbeard scrub troll. You know, actually, it's kind of a good question, good discussion point about the truth about what pro tour level competition caliber is, actually, because there's misconceptions about this. So, you know, he's a good Magic player. I'm a gold pro for a reason. I'm in the top 100 ELO. I'm ranked #1 ELO, I believe, in draft and limited in the world right now, actually. I'm in the lead for Draft Master, 15-2. And also, so I'm going to address this in a few points. The first thing to say, you know, I don't want this video to be all about me. I want you actually to get some benefit from it more than entertainment. And what that is going to be is what the Pro Tour is actually like. But just to give you an idea, even back when I was recording for Channel Fireball, I had multiple GP top 8s in fewer than 10 GPs played, had one of the highest median finishes, and I had good Pro Tour results as well. The main thing that actually changed is that I just play in more tournaments now. So first, before we get into what actually Pro Tour caliber competition looks like, I want to address the high thing. There's like, oh, Trev's probably high, he's a stoner, he's on drugs, whatever. The truth is, in over, I don't know how many videos I did for Channel Fireball, over 100, I was stoned for one of those. And I have over 1,000 videos on this channel. I was stoned for one of those also. You can guess which ones they were. But I just don't smoke before videos. I don't get high before playing Magic, competing. That doesn't work very well. It doesn't go very well. I don't think, in my opinion, it can be a fun thing to do. I'm not anti-marijuana. I do smoke. At times, I'm in Humboldt, California right now. It's known for this place. But also when I travel flights internationally, I travel without it. So I'm not, you know, I've never, just to address that, is like, it's more that I'm just laid back, right? I'm chill. Okay, so moving on beyond that, is Travis Stoner? Somewhat, but responsible, I think. Don't smoke before videos. Don't smoke before, I've never smoked before a competitive tournament, ever. A couple times in my life out of thousands of videos, right? Anyways, moving on to comments. So, I see this a lot where pros record on Channel Fireball or Star City and it's like, wow, dude, you're making so many mistakes. I had to stop watching after turn 4 when you made this mistake. And this pro's bad. I thought he was good, but it turns out you're bad. It's not just me. I see that comment all the time on other players. Like, I watch them play and I see all these mistakes. What's the deal, right? I thought they were good. So, well, one thing is, when I was recording, my thing is I would make a brand new deck from scratch every week and then play that brand new deck trying to get a winning record. That was a lot of work. It was also very challenging because, you know, if you play Jund week in, week out, you could probably nearly master Jund, and that's why we see people master decks in Modern and kind of no-namers will top 8 GPs, which is a lot more rare with Limited and Standard because you have less time to accrue expertise. But if you're playing new draft format, new Standard, new Modern decks all the time, you're going to fuck up. Also, and here's where the conversation is interesting, I think, and where it's actually valuable to have a discussion, is that the Pro Tour is very sloppy. There's lots of mistakes in the final rounds. The top 8s, if you watch, people are playing extra lands too in the top 8 on camera. That's common, right? Like, there's shit is sloppy. There's so many mistakes at the pro level. There's a misconception that, like, you're good, you stop making mistakes. Magic's a really relatively simple game. You can master it. And then when the best players play against each other, they're kind of just flipping coins to see who can win. Like, it's really not like that. Magic is, a decision in Magic is like taking a shot in basketball, right? Or throwing the football, right? It's like Brett Favre has the most interceptions ever. But he's also, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, he's about to be, and he's a Super Bowl champion. You know why? Because it's percentage, right? He's got a pretty decent ratio and is able to win despite making a lot of mistakes. You know, it's like, I had a hard time watching Jeremy Lin when he was coming in the league because he would make so many turnovers. So many turnovers. I didn't think he was bad, though. It was just, and he's still a pro and a good role player in the NBA, right? And the list goes on and on. It's like I can't watch this top baseball player, I don't really know baseball, because he strikes out so much. He gets out more than 2/3 of the time. More than 2/3 of the time he fucks up at the plate, right? So what I'm getting at is that to be good at Magic, you have to just try to win despite your mistakes. You're always going to make a lot of mistakes. As Martin Mueller said, who fucked up into the top 8 of the last tournament, you're going to fuck up and you have to recover. I fucked up before, I've recovered before. Said that on camera, pretty funny. BDM. So people who think that pros don't make mistakes, also one of the reasons is often they're not that self-aware. They don't have people watching their play, or they're not that analytical. They don't go back and watch the replays, so they don't realize how many mistakes they make. They think that they played pretty well and they just played perfect, and maybe they got unlucky, and now I'm watching this pro play and he's making so many mistakes, and how is he even a pro? Like, how is he even good, right? So to answer the question, like, yeah, I've gotten my life together more right now, but I make just as many mistakes. Like, I make probably multiple mistakes frequently. I wouldn't say every game, like, I'll play a perfect game or a perfect match here and there, but in any long game, I do make multiple mistakes. Even now, even playing at the top tables of a Grand Prix or a Pro Tour, like at Vegas, the last one, I counted later. I thought that I had played close to perfect, but I found out later I made 4 mistakes, at least, because people watched me and we discussed it and I thought deeply about it, right? So you're always going to make mistakes. You're just trying to recover and try to win from them. So why are there so many mistakes made at the top level, if that's really true? Well, one thing is, like, there's so many decisions that are so close. In a draft, you have 39 decisions before the games even start. No, before you even get to deck building, and then you have another series of decisions. 39 decisions, you know. I'm usually fine that I make about 2 mispicks per draft, and I know a lot of people make more than that, but I never expect to do less. So I expect to make a couple mispicks per draft. As one of the best limited players, objectively, right? I expect to make a couple misplays per game, right? Magic's very complicated. It's very hard to know which line to take, and sometimes it's really close, where one play has 55% edge, another play has 45% edge. So in retrospect, it's easy to look back, especially as a spectator, and say, you probably should have done this. But that doesn't mean that you can avoid them by just slowing down and thinking more and taking more minutes off the clock, because there's a cost to drawing, and there's also a cost to letting the opponent get comfortable with a certain pace of play. There's a lot that goes into this shit. Also, what makes good play? Some people, so there's a misconception about, like, what good play is, that it's perfect play, but also there's an underestimation of what good play can truly be. Like, at the highest level, you're still making mistakes. And again, it's not just me. You watch any Pro Tour top 8 or whatever, and there's some questionable plays going on. And it doesn't mean that the players are bad. It's just Magic is very fucking hard. If it wasn't hard, if there weren't mistakes being made even by pros, if pros batted 1,000%, they had 1,000% field goal percentage and threw a touchdown every time, it wouldn't be fun. But there's also a possibility for brilliant play that people don't really realize. Like, you can manipulate the opponent, you can bluff, you can make some weird plays that induce them into doing some suboptimal things that's way beyond just playing the cards well. So there's also, like, one thing that's for me and for some others is I really specialize in paper card games more than online games, because I have a strong mental click out of here. I've got a strong mental and psychological game, so I have certain advantage when I sit down at the table across from someone. But also, man, the potential to play Magic is extremely high. The average player is way, way down, and even the pros have a long way to go, and it's just impossible to hold yourself to a standard of 100%. So basically, to answer this in a long way, if you're gonna smoke, do it responsibly. I've made a few mistakes, but nothing major, and I don't let that interfere with videos or tournament play. And I was good back then. I've gotten better. I have gotten my act together, but I still make tons of mistakes, and you'll see tons of mistakes at the top level. And the main difference is I play in more tournaments now. And then your takeaway from this is whatever, you know, if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. But I hope that you have the realization right now that, like, wow, maybe I'm making a bunch of mistakes that I don't even know about, because in both Magic and life, because I don't have a life coach, I don't have I don't have anyone reviewing me. I'm not really thinking deeply about my alternatives. I'm kind of assuming that I did well enough and that it's about luck. I want you to have a wake-up moment where it's like, yeah, where it's okay to play suboptimally, and a realization that you're probably doing it all the time, you know. I think about 60 card lifestyle, right? I make multiple play mistakes a day. I sequence things wrong. I do things wrong. I choose the wrong thing to go to, talk to the wrong person, don't talk to the right person, say the wrong thing, eat the wrong food. You know, there's all sorts of these little things that I'm doing all the time. But I can also say, like, I'm still good at Magic. I'm still good at life, right? You don't need to play 100%. It's also like there are all these things I don't know that I don't know. You know, maybe I'm playing too many lands all the time and I just never realize. Or maybe some of my habits are all fucked up and I just haven't thought deeply enough to realize, and I hope to uncover them later. So this is a good question. I hope you got a lot of benefit out of this, and thanks for the discussion. Thanks for the interesting discussion point. Appreciate you all. Shout out to MTG Reddit. Shout out to Lingering Souls. By the time you see this, maybe the Pro Tour has happened. We'll see how it goes, but Gold Pro for next year, so it's going to be good. And again, it's okay to fuck up. Just bounce back and try to win the next play. So much love, and look forward to seeing what you have to say in the comments. Peace. Bubba bonus back here, part 2. Been thinking about this some more and want to go in depth on mistake identification, how to get better faster, how to learn faster, go ahead and achieve your goals. Welcome back, much love, Trav here. If you're still watching the video, smash that motherfucking like button, fam, and leave a comment saying that's what's up, part 2. So took a little cycle around the lake here and was thinking back to, you know, 5 years at Channel Fireball, a long way past, and some recurring comments that were coming along of not just me making mistakes, but me commenting on the mistakes and talking about them. Because I remember I used to go really in depth on the mistakes I was making, and there would be comments like, man, it looks bad when you do that, just focus on the match, and so on and so on. But I actually think that's a good way to think in general. You want to think about it at least for a minute before moving on, and it's one of the major advantages that I've had is I've caught mistakes faster than most people. I catch mistakes faster, and I have a view of mistakes that it doesn't bother me so much, whereas some people view mistakes are bad. I don't have a problem coming up with the reason why I lost and trying to apply it next time. Although a lot of people think like you never make excuses. I'm like always making excuses, or at least like this is why I fucked up and maybe I can correct that next time. You know, one of the interesting things though about those videos that I was making is there was rarely a next time. It was almost always a new deck, so I very rarely got to apply it directly. You know, it was like I'm just gonna try to come up with a new deck, new brew, sell some Magic cards. I'm on commission in a sense. Not affiliate, not commission, but you know, I know my job is on that site, right? So I'm trying to come up with new decks, do a good job, and try to win also. But it was always like, all right, I also want to make some mistakes along the way and learn, you know? I don't think life's interesting when you're playing perfectly. I don't think life is interesting when you don't notice mistakes. I feel like I'm not growing enough. I'm too stagnant, you know? I take a lot of risks, a good amount of risks, and I think it's a good thing to do, and it's good to identify when things go wrong. So I want to contrast this with a really common thought line of, if I don't make a mistake, if I don't notice my mistakes, does that mean that I don't have them, right? If no one's pointing them out, and if you're not good at identifying them, it seems like you're not making them and you're not learning fast enough, right? So like, I could have created the illusion that I played perfect by, I mean, I definitely getting a lot of fights on the internet. I'm laughing my ass off though when I do that, by the way. And the comments on my videos were so funny. But I would never say like claim to play perfect or anything. It's always like, yo, I'll make more mistakes next week, right? Like, I think that I've created the illusion in the videos that I make more mistakes than average because I'm pointing them out. And you expect when you watch a pro for them to not point anything out. And that's also why like some people were disappointed or don't realize when someone's really good, because they like, when you watch a pro, you want to watch someone amaze you. And it's hard to make like amazing plays in Magic. You just like make a good amount of high percentage plays. You can make some good plays, especially offline, but you know, you really want to see something amazing. And when you just tune in and you see your favorite pro or whoever makes some mistakes, it feels bad. But just recognize, like, you know, like I said before, you got a pet NBA or NFL or MLB player, you know that it's hard to watch them fuck up, but you know they're still good when they do, and you'll defend them. And you know, LeBron James can win the NBA championship with some bad games and some turnovers, and that's good. So I'm gonna keep identifying mistakes, and you should too, right? Just because you don't know you made one doesn't mean you didn't. So if that was worth it to you, leave me a comment, say that was worth it. I made it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you, Reddit, for bringing this to me, and much love to everybody. Appreciate all of you, and I look forward to hearing what your perspective is down below. So, what you think? Love to hear. Peace.